Or a little tink tink. Taurus placements. Where are we going to begin today? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. I'm eccentric RockStar'Seed, and I don't have no fucks to give today, especially after all of what I picked up, or what kind of energy, attitudes, concerns, phoniness was sent my way by estranged people. People who think they know me or they didn't know me as well as they thought they did. Keep in mind, take what resonates, leave what does not. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. First of all, I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of everything about y'all. It should be somebody's free will with no apologies that their life went in a different direction. So all that spite and going behind one's back or slander or rumor mills or cross-contaminating, fucking on somebody else's dude or who you think is somebody else's dude or woman, like all that ratchetness, you're a fucking cesspool. Your vagina is a cesspool. Your penis is a cesspool. Is old, dirty, nasty, infested. I don't give a damn if you use a condom or not. Doesn't matter because it says on the packaging condoms don't protect against HIV. Anyway, you have somebody who feel like you should talk to them. You should speak to them in the face of what they tried to do to you. This could be an experience where someone could have tried to play in your face and you saw it, or it's just things added up after a while to the point where it's like, it's the same shit with you. I can't with you. I'm not with you. You cannot be caught dead with me. I don't want you near me. This is somebody's attitude against you or you against them. This is talking about empathy. Somebody wants your empathy, compassion, and just wants you to communicate. Why? Because communication is key. And you'll definitely send a message. There's something about you sending a message, and it's something about your delivery when you're sending this message. But it's also something about activating your throat chakra, your third eye, your heart chakra. Someone is blocked. They can't talk to you. They can't tap into your energy. They cannot send no kind of nasty ass attacks. And their heart is a fucking rock. A rock. They can't play with you. This is hard. Because they didn't believe they should be accountable for the fake love and the lack of hope and optimism, the pessimism they showed you. Like, what a horrible fucking job you have. Your karmic purpose in my life. Like, what a horrible fucking job you have. How do you do it? So somebody feels like this is sarcasm. I feel like it's sarcasm. But someone seems to think that where they couldn't make people think you were being crazy, you got a split crowd. You got some people who are like, well, maybe it's the upbringings. Maybe it's death of relatives. Maybe it's everything but what the fuck it is, which is authenticity. I feel like people can't stand you. They find a new reason to can't stand you every fucking day. And I'm thinking, like, this is coming from Chanel. Why they can't play in their pussy or something? Like, if you went and got with this dude or this dude got with this girl, y'all supposed to be tight. You're supposed to be this. You're supposed to be family. You're supposed to be friends. You're supposed to be whatever. You're supposed to be professional, colleagues, whatever. I don't care what the dynamic of the situation is. Shouldn't that be satisfying enough? Why can't you stand 10 toes in that shit now? Like, why do we need to communicate now? Why the panic? Is it that maybe you conjured up some shit and it don't have nowhere to go but back to you? Somebody did that shit because you keep accusing me of doing that shit. Speaking of which, I did not pray. I told you Adam don't have to fear his sins. He can repent his sins and be forgiven. And maybe that's what this is about. You don't need a person's forgiveness to repent, but they say it goes the way it should go is that you should try to make peace with the person or persons whom you have wronged or offended, and then go repent to give them an opportunity to give them some sense of relief about whatever the experience is. While the shoe on the other foot is a person, you don't have to forgive somebody who wronged you, even though it's always better if you do forgive or pardon somebody. Something like that. You don't have to pardon nobody who hurt you, but it don't pay to be an extensive grudge holder at the same time. I get it. You strike the balance. I get it. Some people, it's just people seem to think that just because you over here, they over there, that you seem to be angry or you seem to be upset. Maybe you're holding a grudge. Maybe you feel some type of way about something that came to the surface, something they did, but you don't know because they told you. You know because you know. I don't know how the fuck you know that. Somebody's arrogance was so fucking extreme. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you, it's a whole group of y'all bitches whose arrogance was so extreme. I mean, it let you play in my face, right? You did what you did, right? Teamwork makes the dream work, right? You shook hands on it, right? Dick. That's your karmic purpose, I guess. I don't know. Something about abundance, blessings, some bunch of dreams coming true. I also heard something about a late bloomer, new projects, learning stuff about not being fulfilled. This card does talk about not being fulfilled in your life. So you took a different route. Somebody is being accused of identity crisis. They accused of every fucking thing in the book. It's like, I mean, you see this? Someone could be accusing you of being a late bloomer. Regardless, you can be whatever the fuck you want to be when you want to be it. Like, who said this is a conformant trying to stand next to a non-conformant? Like, good luck with that. The tailor, attention to detail and the prize. Somebody's meticulous, calculated. I just feel like a whole bunch of fuck people, fuck buddies, fuck niggas, fuck these bitches. Get the hell away from me. You may don't physically see me around anymore. You will never see me around anymore. But you also don't need to energetically come over here anymore than I want to be over there, because I'm not over there. I don't know what you got going on over there. But I seem to be the topic of the conversation. I seem to be the monster. They got to make a monster, the boogeyman, the victim. It's something about victimization. And it's like, what popped in my head about that is like, remember Scarface? Remember Tony Montana? Well, Al Pacino. Everybody know how much I love Al Pacino. You guys are a bunch of assholes. Because you don't have the balls to be who you want to be. You need people like me, so you can point your finger. So say hello to the bad guy, because that's the last time you're going to see somebody like that again. You don't know what authenticity is. You don't know yourself by yourself, some of you. If this experience, this is a previous experience, but for whatever reason, I saw it replay all over again. And I felt it picked up on the energy. So maybe somebody is trying to reach out. Maybe they want to reach out. I didn't even shuffle the cards, and here you go. You got the priestess. You got a heightened intuition. They want to know how you do this shit. How do you do this shit? Or more importantly, they want to know why you do that shit. Do I ask you why you're a pussy boy? I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Do I ask you why you're a dick riding fat, like you're a dick rider? Do I ask you why you anything right, wrong, or indifferent in the book? You, cause you. So someone might be struggling to find a healthy way to deal with you. It could be threatened, it could be insecurities, it could be fear of what they just don't understand, how you understand it so well. I just feel like something with abandonment issues is at play. Maybe the manipulation backfired, okay? Because you got a pair of balls and you're not afraid to use them with that strength card you see that. You remind somebody of your ancestors. Well, you can remind other relatives of ancestors. This really speaks to older relatives. They would be able to say something like that. You remind me of my grandmother, my great aunt, or just to give an example. Why did you take that route? Why does it bother you at night? Why does what I really feel like it is, without no matter what the excuse is, what the sarcastic comments is, or what the insults, the disrespect, like you don't know how to not expose your hand for being a bitch nigga. You don't know how not to expose yourself for being somebody I can give to, I don't write home to the Almighty about you. Why are you sending anything my way? I'm going to send it back. Because when we recite Quran, we put between you and those who believe not in the hereafter. So it goes back. What does that mean? You don't serve God for the last time. You don't serve God and then play him in your own life. I feel like there's a bunch of fucking people who have borderline personality disorders. That's what the doctor ordered. That's probably what it is. It's like you didn't know that was the side effect of what you might have been doing. Why you keep accusing this person of being all these fucked up things in the book? What was the excuse before? Before it was this. Was it religion? You didn't like my religion. You didn't like my energy. You didn't like my gifts. People knew you had these gifts for a long time. They didn't think they wanted to disconnect you from who you know yourself to be. I don't think that was possible. Look, secrets. That is intuition, but you don't know everything that was going on. So what was done in the dark always comes out in the light. They don't like you exposing them. I don't know what the fuck I'm exposing. Last time I checked, I wasn't fucking talking to you. So if it resonates, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now, when you grow up different or treated different, you can blame it on any fucking thing. She wasn't treated like everybody else. Was she? What matters is how you treat yourself at the end of the day. You can be a fucking hooker. Just do that shit with integrity. Don't be picking at nobody and don't have no thorough grown-ass man explanation as to why you don't fuck. Why are you poking the bear about this person? He or she don't want to be bothered with you, and that has to be okay. So that's all you really can do is go in your covenant and whisper. Whisper to the shaitan, as they say. I feel like I dedicate surah number 2, the first 28 ayats. I dedicate it because so much of it, if you start from ayat number 14, which would be like a verse. So verse number 14 through 28. People think to deceive you, but they only deceive themselves and perceive not. So you got people who feel like, oh, I may smile in your face, but I really go in my coven over there and we really rock with y'all at the core. Like God don't see all of that. Why do y'all ain't never ask God about this person? If you want to know the truth, just ask. He doesn't defend lies. You can't be that kind of obsessed with somebody who's at peace without you. So stop trying to disturb the peace. Nice try. You tried it. Okay, that was your good one, your first good one in a while. So O you who arranged for Yusuf, lazy lamb, arrange my affairs for me. Fix my condition and provide for me, Lord, and protect me from the evil of your creation. O Lord, fulfill my need, relieve my distress, and relieve my anxiety, O Lord. So, I mean, I don't really feel the anxiety. I pick up on things, but don't really feel the anxiety. But I do feel like you're notorious for what you do. What is it that I do? Nobody asked me what I did yet. You can only go by what I say, or you can go by my silence and just assume the worst. Okay? All this Three of Cups, usually talks about being happy, harmonious, Cancer energy. Everybody real gay together, happy together. By way of what? Looking at this person. While you don't know, some of your relatives, it may not be, it's not, you don't want to say it's every single person, but you saw something. You saw something then and you saw something now. This is like something's trying to come back full circle. But I don't feel like it's affecting you. I feel like you realize things, you learned a lot, you know how to protect yourself a lot better than you did before. But what I really feel like is just exposure. It's something for everybody to see. Who was working together, who's harmonious together in spirit, in emotion, or just emotional manipulation. Could be negativity, toxic, something about toxic traits, attention to detail. Who has all this pride against me? I hear Chief Keef who talk about Almighty Sosa. Who's talking shit? Like, maybe because they see you in a different light. It could be perception, a difference in perception. Maybe what they thought you should be dealing with, what you should be feeling, thinking, doing. Maybe it wasn't for them to decide that. Maybe that's for you. Somebody think you like not right in the head where they feel like they got to do thinking for you. Something about your silence manipulates people to say all kind of hurl a lot of insults. I do feel like it's a lot of insults, or was a lot of insults. What are the cards? The word is a completion of a cycle. And maybe that's the face value. I'm surprised I don't see the Tower card. But why are you so scared about a fucking deck of cards anyway? It's the illustrations at the end of the day. The message is what the message is. I can read the room without no words and no paper. That's just what I can do. I know your spirit without you having to tell me anything. Okay? And when I feel like your time is up, your time is up. Now, even though I can be talking a little bit about things that I have experienced, there's still a message in that for somebody. Something about you more than a black sheep, I'll tell you that. You're a lot more, you're a lot of things. A lot of things. They competent at what never one of them. Who thought they needed to be smarter than you? I just see a lot of insecurities, jealous, worry, mental anguish. I see somebody crying. Was that supposed to be me? You have the hermit. You in retreat. You fasting. This is a fasting card for me. You see how she's sitting in the mountains? It gives me like the story of the prophets. They go in the mountains and they retreat and they fast. I just feel that way. Okay? I see the Queen of Cups. Does somebody want to pray for forgiveness? Or they want you to pray for them? It's like everybody who has the most to say is like, what I thought I could say against you, that's a fire intuition right there. Look. Ace of Wands is a deep spiritual connection. Somebody who's highly intuitive. Somebody who don't give no damn. Who wouldn't care about any kind of like negative. They don't worry about the negative attacks. You're never going to please everybody. You shouldn't try to. Maybe I don't want to be bothered because I feel like I've outgrown the people. Maybe I feel like maybe I don't feel like reading you from A to Z in regard, and what I mean is like listing things that you might have done or said that I didn't really care for or didn't really respect about you for saying that. Maybe I don't make them kind of excuses for you anymore. Maybe I'm not loyal to you anymore. Maybe you'll never see me again. Maybe you don't need to see me again. Maybe I'm happy where I'm at. Maybe you should find a healthy way to deal with it. Maybe you assuming your family or friends, whoever is assuming that shit or took for granted because we may be of genetically connected somehow. I can't really like change that part, but I can decide with the right kind of discernment who is for me and who isn't. And just because your bloodline doesn't mean you necessarily qualify to be around me. My children, I heard. I ain't gonna tell you what I heard. But this is an ego death for somebody. Something changed. Death of transformation, death and rebirth. Something ending, something had to begin. Somebody needs to look into themselves and see themselves clearly. Lose the deflated ego. Okay? Because it's too much of a fabulous job being performed and not being confused by who's for me and who isn't. It's too much. It's too good of a job being done. What you wonder? Do I need anything? Do I want anything? No. How is my family? That's personal. Am I seeing anybody? That's personal. Do I wonder why who why the people betrayed me or went against me or just wasn't there for me in a way? That's a betrayal within itself. You don't necessarily have to do the worst case scenario. Just not showing up is betrayal within itself. Do I give a damn? No. Is this conversation over before it started? Yes. So that's for somebody. Somebody could have estranged relatives or estranged friends or even an estranged partner that want to know how you doing. I see the scene from the craft that remember they when she didn't want to be a part of their that she didn't want to be that fourth element and they said, well, we didn't need a fourth member anyway. And they tried to do all that shit to her to freak her out and she learned herself. I guess the message in that is she learned her power and didn't feel like she had to be afraid of it or them. And when they lost their power, according to the storyline, they their shit backfired on them. Now they start reaping what they sow. Then they tried to be cool with her, and she was like, "Nah, I'm good." And they tried to talk shit like she probably didn't have any real powers anyway. And she made that shit happen and told them to be careful. Don't fuck with me. You need me. I don't need you. Now this isn't the craft, but my craft is very serious. It's for me. It's for whoever it resonates with. It doesn't have, you don't have to understand it. You don't have to know a lot about it. It would pay for you to know a lot about it so you don't have to say anything and tailgate that and push that off on other people, your own personal opinions or agendas. You can do what you want to do. It's obvious. You do what you want to do, when you want to do it, and how you want to do it. After all, what would be the issue with me not being your friend, being around you, talking to you, if it didn't matter leading up to that point? Okay? It's fuck your feelings at this point. Go pray about it. Like, I don't really care. I don't need anybody reaching out to me, asking me, what about your parents? If they my parents, so that's 46 chromosomes that came from mommy and daddy. I don't need anybody to tell me if and when something happens to them. I would know firsthand, don't you think? I mean, I pick up on your stupid ass energy all the time. It doesn't mean I act on it necessarily. So what was so different about today? I saw something today that just made me feel like I should address what I never address once and for all. I don't care who groups together to talk shit against me. I don't give a damn. Who thinks this is the craft? I don't give a damn, because what you don't do is pray for me or pray with me. No, you don't. And I know that's not humanly possible, but as far as our time together, you were never leading my prayers, and I wasn't leading yours. We were never in the same room when it was time to pray, when it was time to fast. It was never no support, regardless of what you think I'm doing or why you disagree with what I'm doing. I remember my mother called my religion voodoo. I'll never forget that. And it's like, be careful what you say. Like, you cursed your own daughter out of something you don't understand. You called her voodoo. And the irony is that I can talk about my experiences and practice a heightened intuition without calling on Satan, because it's a gift at the end of the day. I feel like everybody can be intuitive. Everybody has an intuitive nudge about something. Some are just sharper than others about it. And she just kept calling me voodoo because she didn't like my hijab. She didn't like how I cover my whole face, my hands, my body. Like, why does it look so? It looks oppressive. And it's my mother, so I never want to like disrespect her, but I think there's a lot of that now. And then I say that to say the irony. Like, if she ever saw this, this got something to do with healing. Okay, this has some healing. What? Healing you. The abandonment issues of you, the disloyalty of family, the disrespect and disappointments with spouses. I don't hate nobody. I don't really care. And I do wish the same for you, for all of y'all. I should have left the screen blank for this, because it's really about the message and less about the visuals. That's what these illustrations are. Like, I say this before about that we're painting in a psychiatrist's office. Like, look at this. This is like handcrafted. This is a piece of artwork. And it means so much to me. It was a gift to me, but it means a lot to me. And I have it on display. I need to hang it up on the wall, but right now it just sits here on the desk. 10 different people can look at this painting and pull 10 different things from it. That is the point of the illustration cards. It's going to resonate differently for everybody's unique experience. I do not mind that you think the worst case scenario. I do not mind if you want to show up and support. I don't mind if you still tell me you love me. I don't mind if you feel like you should judge me. I don't mind. Do you. Live your life. Because if I don't teach you anything else, it's how to be true to yourself. How to look in the mirror and see yourself clearly and say, there I am. And like what you see. Or if you don't like it, at least you know that's the first step, right? Admitting you have an issue. There's an issue that needs to be addressed. Let's talk about it. Let's peel the layers back. I don't mind that you won't never see me again. I don't mind how you feel about it, that I'm telling you straight up that I actually went into my prayers and asked God not to never see y'all again. And it wasn't out of malice, rudeness, anger, disappointment, disrespect. It's just for peace. We had our time together, but that was our time together. And if it ended on a fucked up note, I can't help that. I found a healthy way to deal with it. Y'all gotta find a healthy way to deal with it. That goes for anybody looking at this channel, looking at me do what I do on this channel, and who's praying against me. Do you? I don't lose a wink of sleep worrying about how y'all feel about me. You understand? It's always been like that. Just because I never speak on it a lot, I don't talk about my family to nobody, because that's just my character. I just don't want nobody fucking with nobody who is genetically related to me. I just don't. I don't give people that leeway to come to me and say anything derogatory against y'all. I don't care what you do. Even if they come in and tell me you said something against me. So if I don't teach you nothing else, I teach you how to stand your fucking ground. To stand for something. Okay? A lot of your characteristic traits come from me anyway, whether you want to admit it or not. Some of y'all were born out of inspiration of what my mother and father did with me. They wanted that for themselves. Sometimes it's admiration about the influence one of my parents had over the other one. They wanted that for themselves too. So if you're not praying for me, you're praying against me. Is that right? Does that make sense? That only makes sense. That's common sense, right? You're not praying with that person or for that person, you're praying against them. And watch your tongue. Okay? You can watch your own man, and then you can watch your mouth. Okay? You don't see me anymore. You know what I am about. You ain't gotta wonder. I will tell you what I'm about. I ain't gotta worry about what you did behind my back. And I don't. Yeah, I'm that kind of cocky. I've always been that kind of cocky. So that's for somebody. That's a lot of reiterated, reciprocal energy. Oh, you don't like me? So what? Lay down and go to sleep about it. What does the collective need to know? That time don't go back, it goes forward. That when you see the Chariot card, it represents moving forward by faith and not by sight. And when you start doing your own shadow work, well, first of all, what does it mean to do shadow work? It means look at what's in the subconscious. Sometimes a therapist could help you with that kind of stuff too. Or just you looking at yourself, working on yourself every day, every single day. And every day is not going to be the same. It's just a little bit. Sometimes it's a lot. But that ambition, that spirit of perseverance, that spirit of bravery, that spirit of, oh, they left me for dead, I run this motherfucking jungle now. I like to see you have a little bit of direction. And sometimes it's really admiration. It's just a little distorted and toxic in the way that it's being presented to you. When have you ever had to think for somebody like me? I'm way too fucking smart. You ain't never hear me speak to you like that, but I am today. Okay? I'm way more intelligent and smarter than you. You will ever be. You have never done anything clever with your life, ever. You're not that kind of savvy. You're not that kind of feisty. You're not that kind of zesty. You're not that kind of intelligent. You're not a free thinker. And I don't think I'm better than you. I never thought I was better than you. Any of you. I don't mind that you think you're better than me. Stay over there. This could be a father, a spouse, a counterpart. Could be a combination of every last man that has ever, played any kind of significant role. Oh, that light, you saw that light? Got a little brighter. That's confirmation. That's all of them. That's your father. That's your ex-husband. That is your counterpart watching you. Maybe they played chess at your expense against you. I don't know. But that's the overall tone because that's on the bottom. Okay? And the secrets that they want to talk to you. Something with you don't know everything. Be careful, you don't know everything. The Knight of Swords is like quick wit coming in with fast communication. Or somebody who wants to come in with fast communication about your father, about your counterpart, about your ex-husband. Okay? This is nostalgia. This is reminiscence. Maybe this whole experience is making somebody think about things from a different perspective and they really want you to put your guard down. That's the Seven of Wands. when it's in the upright, it's defensive. It's like, I'm protecting myself. They want they want you to put your defenses down. It's a lot of things people might have felt in their chest and didn't know how to articulate it. And when you see a king, that's mature energy. Somebody could be in love with you, or somebody could just be a fair, reasonable, just person, or just want to be a good Samaritan. A lot of people say the King of Swords represents an attorney or a lawyer, but the King of Cups does too, because when it's a positive energy or positive message, this is a fair, reasonable, emotionally intelligent, just person. I just don't understand what people expect at this point. What do you expect? Nine of Pentacles. You're off on your own. This is independent energy. I feel like, and then the Six of Swords is peace. I told you, all these actions, or my actions, justify are justified by way of peace. The soul, the core of all of it is about peace. I like who I am by myself. I don't know who that's for. I also don't know who sends psychic attacks. I could just about guess. I have dreams about it. I know who's for me and who's against me. I know what everybody did because I see it in the dreams. I see it in my dreams. Over time, not all in one big ass dream. I ain't got time for that. I'm just saying, I don't mean to say it like that, but the Eight of Swords is like a mental entrapment. It's a very negative way of thinking. Was I supposed to lack confidence? Was I supposed to be down on myself? Was I supposed to not know it was you? I know it was you, Fredo. His family had a lot of fucking Fredos. They said it was something in it for me. I've always been loyal to you. I've always been there for you. Okay? I just don't think that much of y'all now. Some of you. Some of y'all ain't got nothing to do with it. So it's not like that. Those certain people know who I'm talking to. I just don't fuck with you like that. Because I know what you did. So if I'm coming off like it's a whole collective, like I don't like nobody, that's not how I mean it. It doesn't apply to everybody. Ten of Cups. The Hierophant. The Eight of Wands. The Four of Pentacles. You seem like you keep a lot of shit in your chest about things, about family, about experiences that everybody don't seem to know a lot about. But likewise, you seem to keep a lot of stuff to your chest that you didn't want me to know you was a part of. And I'm supposed to be dazzled. I'm me. I'm me with no apologies. My mother is not your mother. Okay? And not to sound like that, but my father ain't your father neither. We have very different sides of that resource too. I don't care. What does anybody want to say? Love. Somebody wants you to break down the barriers surrounding the heart. And offer unconditional love to heal lingering wounds. Or at least that's what maybe estranged relatives, everybody I just said something to without having to say your name. I'm never going to say your name. Okay, I don't do that. Unconditional love linked to heal lingering wounds. Somebody wants to fix the problem. I didn't know you felt like that. I reiterate stuff. I didn't know you felt like that. It helps you feel safe while being vulnerable. You don't trust nobody. And they want you to guard this match. This Seven of Wands in reverse. Because they're thinking about you. They're thinking about you and how you you are living your life without nobody being a part of it. That's the way I want it. I'm happy like that. And it's not about being low vibrational. It's actually very high vibration. A lot of things changed with me being to myself without everybody. Are you wondering if I'm willing to listen? While you express your love authentically and expansively, you wondering if you're going to be like shut down, or it's just something about it, something about my energy, or something about my way of feeling and my perception. Everybody has a side to the story. It's an energetic shield. I mean, I just feel like that's what God did for me. He gave me an energetic shield that surrounds me and my aura and protects against emotional vampires and negative influences. That's my experience. I can't help it if everybody don't have the same story. Somebody didn't expect you. Maybe somebody didn't expect you to love yourself, be serene, and be self-secure in your own body, no matter what phase of life you're in. You love yourself at every age. I had to be my own mother. I'm my own husband too, and that ain't offensive. I mean, I like it like that because I'm just an independent person. Some of it is by default, and some of it is by nature. I really like people like that, but I'm around people when I want to be, and I'm away from people when I want to be. So, some about leadership, possessing leadership qualities, the captain, take command and do teamwork. It's something about being responsible for breaking generational curses, something that's also about being in charge of the family lineage. What does that mean? It means stop regurgitating the same issues, whether it be health, by way of mental, emotional, spiritual attack, like all that shit has to stop. And sometimes it takes for you to separate to get the job done. You're a lot stronger by yourself than you are grouped together with a bunch of people because you don't know your true strengths when you got somebody to lean on. And that's not to sound sad. It's actually a liberated thing. See, when I split the deck, that's clarity. Ace of Swords, that's the truth and the strength. Your strength comes from God. If everybody wants to call you voodoo, by all means, I'm a mock at it because I think this shit funny anyway. That you think like that. I'm gonna call y'all religious, but not really, because that ain't what you practice behind closed doors. How about that? But like I said, my no is final. Respect my space the same way I respect yours. If I ever saw my nieces and nephews in the street, I still love them. But I think that's it for us. Boldface. I think me and my parents, I talk to God about my parents every day. I think about my parents every day. They my parents, so it's okay. They get that pass. It's a commandment that actually protects them. So this message was for some people, but it's a message in it for anybody to resonate with. And take your time. I took my time with this message on purpose because it ain't about ramming. It's about being very clear and concise about who you are, why you're making the decisions that you're making, and what's the driving force, and why you're moving the way that you are. Okay? And how are you taking care of yourself? How are you managing through all of it? You know? I went through Ramadan beautifully. I wanted to do the 6 days of Shawwal, but I missed some of it. Oh well, that's okay because you can still fast on Mondays and Thursdays. Don't worry about me in no negative way. Don't even think of me in no negative way. I don't even want you to feel guilty about anything you might have felt like you could have did differently. I want you to forgive yourself. I want you to feel confident in knowing that me and my family is strong. We don't want for nothing. We don't need for nothing. We don't want nobody around us. As head of household, I don't really need nobody around me like that. I don't need you calling me or coming to see me. I don't need all that. Okay? That's how I deal with things. That's how I deal with my parents, myself. That's how I deal with people. So it is goodbye to a nice amount of people, but I do have a family along the way. I do. I've had this family for years, more than 10 years. And I've never even introduced them to my family. Why? Because it's just for me. This is a family that's preserved for me, intuitively. Okay? They've been always been loyal to me, and I'm loyal to them. And I don't really want nobody around my family like that. It's just me being protective of who I love the most. I ain't gonna never let nothing happen to them that happened to me. Because ain't nobody want to be careful. Well, certain people ain't want to be careful or protective. Everybody want to give a damn to some degree. Some people did, but most people didn't. And I'm cool with that. I don't need nobody doing nothing for me. Don't even pray for me. You ain't gotta worry about it. I pray for me. My kids lead my prayer every day. So if this message resonates for anybody, they just need to know, like, you ain't gotta feel guilty about needing your space. I'm very infinite about space. And you ain't gotta be apologetic, you ain't gotta feel bad about it. But it's only natural that some people are gonna wanna know how you doing. You can just tell them to refer to your professionalism. You got a social platform. Anybody can look at your social media platform. Refer to it if you want to know how I'm doing. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.